On today's episode, we discuss the pros and cons of growing up in the 90s versus today. Look, the 90s were just way better because that's when we grew up. We talk about fighting Mike Tyson, get out of jail free cards, a bunch of different shenanigans, and then we're drafting something. What are we drafting? Well, you're going to have to stay tuned to find out. Tell your friends about the podcast and enjoy. This episode is brought to you by Rocket Money. Look, subscriptions, they're great. They help out, but sometimes you change your mind, you don't want to use a subscription, or maybe you even forget altogether. But sometimes when you don't want one, canceling it can be difficult, but not with Rocket Money. Check this out. Are you wasting money on subscriptions? 80% of people have a sub that they forget about. Maybe for you, it's an unused Amazon Prime account or a Hulu account that never gets streamed. That's why this app is fantastic. It helps you track all of your expenses. And because of Rocket Money, it helps you save money. I've used Rocket Money for years. They used to be known as Truebill back then, but now they're the Rocket Money. No, upgraded name, upgraded brand, upgraded service. You got to check this out. I promise. It is really easy to cancel those unwanted subscriptions, and it's really easy to just get a good tracking of what you are doing with your money. The app shows all your subscriptions in one place and cancels what you don't want for you. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't know you were paying for. You may even find out you've been double charged for a subscription. To cancel a subscription, all you have to do is press cancel. Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Get rid of useless subscriptions with Rocket Money now. Go to rocketmoney.com/ballers. Seriously, it could save you hundreds per year. That's rocketmoney.com/ballers.
What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Let's be that boop bap deep top potato two. Tongue of Viola.
You're doing a quarterback there?
I accidentally ended with Tua.
Okay.
So, I got to carry that through. You know what I'm talking about.
I was a pretty big fan because of sticking the landing, having a little bit of, I don't know if it was vibrato, but it had some action at the end.
Yeah.
You gave more energy to the ending than you normally do, and I loved it.
And well, usually by the ending, I'm inside of myself.
Usually the ending's where you fall apart.
That's what I mean.
And for those who are not on the YouTube, youtube.com/spitballers.
Did you just ask me? Yes, you're right.
I don't know if
YouTube.com/spitballers.
Okay.
Real big fan of that,
right?
That old address.
I didn't know if it was Spitballers Pod or,
No.
I don't keep track of these things.
No.
But
that's for Al.
This was Jason announced right before the music starts, this is the most unprepared he's ever been for a scat. And doing so caused Andy to pull out his phone, record for extra pressure. Mm-hmm. I saw that. I was able to get mine out and recording just in time. So
3D.
But I will commend you because the extra pressure made you perform.
Some people buckle. Some people rise up.
Clutch gene.
Let's go.
I am curious though. When you said you're the most unprepared you've ever been, that's not a very wide scale on the like.
Well, it's impressive because when I say it's a matter of seconds, least
difference,
prepared
right?
I've ever been. A lot of times, let's say you have a bad game. You're playing basketball. You can't hit a shot, and you're like, well, I can't go nowhere to go but up.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to have that
right.
and then still go lower. But
we're excited to have all of you with us, Spitwad. Spitballerspod.com is the website. You can head over there, find out how you can become an official supporter of the pod, get early access to episodes and a bunch of other cool perks. I think we give you Al Borland's home address, things of that nature.
Speaking of Al,
yeah,
we should let the people know
absolutely
about 22 episodes in advance that we've got another Al Borland scat coming on episode 166.
We decided because episode 83 was the Al Borland scat that every 83 episodes is about the right cadence to torture him. Like, we don't want to be mean. We could have had him do it today.
Yeah.
But I think we're giving you a gift. And I hope you see it as a gift, Al, because, I mean, we can upgrade the opportunities for you. How you feeling?
Oh,
Silence.
man. Yeah, I'd rather not stew on this for the next 22 weeks, but
We won't. We would never do that.
But we won't do that.
Countdown, though,
What I
too.
will do is make a chain.
Paper chain?
Paper chain.
Mhm. You can do it at home, Spitwads, if you want. Eventually, he will break out another scat. And from what I'm hearing, that was one of the most popular episodes ever. And if you want to
Yeah.
go listen, it's episode 83.
People say he nailed that sketch, and I
'Cause he
just
did.
and
He really did.
So I feel like the bar super high now.
You're right.
I mean, but also from my understanding, from what I've heard, he said he's going to crush what he did last time.
That's what I think he's probably thinking. Yes. Instagram.com/SpitballersPod.
I wasn't joking about the paper chain, Al. I need you to make one of those.
Yeah,
for
that's
yourself.
actually-
I got to make my own chain?
Yeah.
Make your own- It's almost a perfect definition of your job around here. You make your own chain. All right. Would you rather time?
Would you rather?
All right, Chad from our Patreon community says, would you rather your kids grow up when you did, so in our case, the 80s and 90s, or have them grow up when they are now? So, like, this is,
technology or less technology?
yeah, it really, it boils down to that. It's like I have a reaction. I have a quick reaction answer.
Okay.
Or maybe
Hit me.
you guys will talk me out. I think I would rather them grow up when I grew up.
Okay. And why?
I think it's the technology piece. Just being able to, it's a blessing and a curse to have the technology we have today. We're more distracted. The numbers bear out that kids today growing up with technology are more depressed than they were in our era of growing up because there's a lot of social media. The best example of that I can give is we all grew up when, you needed to dress cool at school, right? Like you go and
Oh, yeah. Massimo.
sure, the
Stussy.
pressure. Put on those Adidas with the 3 stripes shoes.
There's no fear over here.
No fear.
Oh, man, no fear.
Some Guess jeans.
starter jackets.
Yeah. So, but here's what happens is you'd go to school, you'd feel that pressure, and you'd feel that, the difficulties.
Right.
And then you would go home, and it's over.
And you were safe.
You were
Yes.
safe.
Yes.
And you'd go on vacation with your family, and guess what? You were safe.
Kids can't make fun of my Payless shoes anymore
That's
when
right.
I'm at home.
When I go on vacation for a week with my family. Now, with the phone in your pocket, kids can persist with the pressure to always be kind of performing or there as, the pressure can hit you. So I think that's a little deeper for the Spitballers podcast
Yeah, what is this?
than I meant
No,
to.
I love it. I love
But I think that's the truth. I think we grew up and we didn't know how good we had it, even though we have really cool technology now.
Well, I know that the three of us are in that very itty bitty tiny window where we're not really associated with any of the
Zennials,
right.
as we are called.
We're not millennials. We're not
Gen X.
Gen X, because we had both. We had the technology and we had the phone hanging on the wall and no computer in the house. We
With
had
the
both of
60-foot
those
cord
things.
to walk around the house.
Now, here's the other side of this question, though. And it's still on the technology front. I want my kids to get to teleportation or something just awesome. And if they grow up now, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
Their odds of teleportation are higher than ours.
Exactly right. I want to know what they're going to see, even if I don't get to see it. And if they grew up when I grew up, then, well, now we're the same age. And that's a problem.
That's a problem into itself.
I'm your dad. We're the same age.
What do you think, Mike?
My entire argument was what Jason brought up of I'm sure every generation thinks we are the best generation, but
we are.
Right, but we're the best.
Right.
Having the experience of being like I wasn't a latchkey kid, but the latchkey kids where you go outside.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You play outside all day. But then the Nintendo shows up, so you spend some days inside playing Nintendo all day, but then you also do go outside. And now we are just so overrun with tech, and I'm guilty. I am the problem because I love tech. So, and I want to buy my children tech, And then I'm like, why are you so reliant on this technology
true.
that I keep buying for you every Christmas and your birthday?
It's 100% true.
Like, you need to stop playing video games.
I'm always-
also, here's a brand new video game.
Right.
You should check it out.
Have you seen this? I'm always waiting for my kids to finally have the retort when I'm like, hey, get off your phones. You can't always be staring at your phone. When they go, but you are.
Oh, yeah.
They
Like,
give me that. And
I'm always on my phone.
And I've got nothing as a reply other than, I'm older than you.
I'm doing work over here. Business.
Dad, you're playing Candy Crush.
It is. There was a
This is a research project.
mathematics. It's proven, and there was a movie about this, but you do look back at previous generations and you romanticize all of them. So if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, now we're looking back, we're going, those were the golden years. Everybody thinks the previous generation was the golden
There
years.
was also some real stupid stuff, though. Hey, I'm going to drop you off at the mall. I have no way to contact you, get a hold of you, find out where you are. You can't get a hold of us. I'll come back around 5. Hopefully we find each other.
Oh, man, they'd have to use paper maps or MapQuest. That'd be
it's
tough
like,
on them.
I like the fact that, if my daughter's going down to the park in our neighborhood, I got a phone. I can contact her. I can see
You
where
got
she's
GPS
at.
on,
You
yeah.
darn right I do. I know right where you are.
Now, one of my strongest memories, like relating to that, is being at the skating rink. I don't know. I don't know if skating rinks are still happening and cool. I imagine that they still have
I
like.
don't think those have gone out of style.
They still have some value and everything, but and I would skate, and they had an arcade, so all my quarters.
So you wouldn't skate. Got it.
Yeah.
No.
The skating was very minimal compared to the arcade time.
One loop around and Ninja Turtles. Here we come.
You ever played Ninja Turtles and ice skates?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And so my quarters would go in there, and they also had the snack bar, which was overpriced for. But my point is, by the end of the day, I would be out of money, and I would be out of quarters, and I would have no way to call except this thing called the collect call.
Oh.
Where somehow I pick up the telephone. I'm like, charge my parents even more money.
That's so funny.
Even though they gave me money to be here.
You had a choice to save one quarter to call them, and you'd rather call them and get through another level.
That is correct.
This reminds me, I was explaining to my daughter, this week, because her friend sent her about 700 messages in a row that had no content, just like a space send, trying to get attention. And I was like,
wait. This is the thing they just spam.
Just spam messages.
So it's like a little tiny bubble?
Yeah, exactly right. And I said to her, "What? These used to cost
kids sound
per
awful.
message."
Yes.
I mean, it would have been the way we text now would have been like $2 million phone bills to get these per message charges.
I know I'm getting charged, but I'm also getting you charged.
Why do they still say text message rates may apply
Because
at the end of?
there's still some plans out there where you can go with like a $10 cell phone bill because you pay per.
That'll soon become a feature of discretion, like charging you per message and tweet, just so that you know that you're doing something of value. All right. Well, that was a fun trip down memory lane.
I'm having them grow up the old way.
Yeah.
The better way.
Yeah.
The better way. Like we did.
Drink out of that hose, kid.
You'll live.
Yeah, that's right. Jason from Twitter, not you, but somebody else with your name. You have to fight Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson in their prime.
At the same time?
I don't know. Let's find out. Who would you rather bring with you to fight to give you the best odds of survival?
Oh, man, yes.
2 clones of yourself,
Okay.
8 President Bidens, 100 aggressive hamsters. This is not a would you rather question, is it?
This is most certainly not a would you rather question.
Who would you rather?
He's highlighting. Al's highlighting. Who would you rather bring?
Usually, a would you rather is a this or that.
That's fine. I don't really care. 2 clones of
There's
yourself.
supposed to be rules here.
What can 8 President Bidens do at this point?
Nothing except you feel.
Are there stairs?
Oh no! Look, he's too old to fight, and you would just be. It's like bringing in your grandfather to a fight, and just knowing that you're gonna get your grandfather killed.
What if you just hold his hand and you hope that like the empathy empathy saves you. You know, you wouldn't hit an old man, would you?
Okay.
Wouldn't hit a man with glasses, would you?
Right?
No, that's an interesting argument. And they could get in the way.
I mean, the truth is, so
Okay, if there's 8 President Bidens there, those are 8 punches.
that's 6 punches. One of them's going to fall and domino 2 others. You know it.
From Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson. Yeah, 5 to 6 punches.
Are these hamsters discretionary? Like, will they only attack Tyson and Ali?
They've got to be. They're on your side.
I'm going to still die. I don't think any of these situations, I'm not dead.
This is, would you rather, how do you want to die is
Slowly?
what the question is.
With old men around you?
Yo, you got to take the hamsters. You got to hope that Ali or Tyson has a rodent fear, because we were just watching video of a mice plague going on. Now,
looked like a bad time.
Imagine that those are just hamsters. 100 hamsters, that's going to be a lot. And if they are aggressive, they can climb. They might be able to help you out.
I know, like, you know, look, a lot of the power in these punches comes from your base, right?
Yeah.
Comes from your feet. Well, if you're stepping on hamsters.
If you're slipping on hamster guts, you're not going to be throwing very strong haymakers.
I'm definitely taking 2 clones of myse I'm definitely.
If I were you, I would take 2
I would do
clones
that if I
too.
were you too.
I feel like
You could take 3 punches.
we could run. And like I said, this is choose how you're losing this fight.
That's
this
right.
is not. But I want to lose
It's a
myself.
new segment. Choose how you lose.
I mean, honestly, if it was so, this is a 3-on-2 situation. Which, if it was a 2-on-1, like, I would still lose. So, I mean, there's no chance.
Is there any way that you could get kind of in between them and do the duck so that Tyson punches Ali or Ali punches Tyson? That's how you need to position them on opposite sides of you and see if you could duck.
Well, you'd have to have Ali be the striker, because Tyson, he doesn't have long arms. He's not going to overreach my wide body and hit Muhammad Ali behind
I
him.
like the part where Andy's proposing a theoretic scenario where he's going to be able to duck a punch from Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson.
That's right.
He's going to be able to time that up. You're going to duck right into their fist.
Hamsters are awful, by the way. They're the worst creatures on the planet.
I like hamsters.
Look, here's what hamsters do. Let me just remind you.
Yeah?
Because we had them as kids. They bite you.
Some do.
They are up at night and sleep during the day.
That is correct.
So they just make noise and dig up your carpet at night because they escaped their stupid cage.
Wait, your hamsters were escaping?
All the time.
What kind of crappy cages are you putting
There's
them in?
a big cardboard box.
And then when you buy them cool stuff like the tubes, the colorful tubes, or you build them something,
they don't use that.
they don't use it. They just go sit in the corner.
At least they
poop,
smell good.
And they poop. Oh, no, they smell horrible.
But they will use the ball.
I have a bad hamster story.
Oh, no.
Do you want it?
Yeah, of course we want it.
Maybe.
Our hamsters.
All right, let's.
You got a bad one too?
No, Mike and I just wanted to make sure this is.
I got you.
We know there's people out there that have bad hamster stories.
I'm with you. No, we had hamsters as a young kid, and I don't know how we got to this point, but we hated them so much that we decided that we were going to release them into the wild.
A hamster?
A hamster.
First of all,
Are there wild
what
hamsters?
is the wild for hamsters?
There is no wild for hamsters.
Where
man.
do hamsters come from?
Well, we thought maybe the forest.
Okay. Does hamster have a pee in it?
No, it's not hamster.
Okay. All right, good. I'm glad this is
that's
hamster.
That's where you put your dirty
put
laundry.
that in the highway to spell. He would have gone ham.
That one would have been embarrassing. I think I would have gone hamster.
So we drove up north with our hamsters in the back of the car, and we pulled over at a forest, and we released the hamsters.
Okay. So you
And-
murdered your hamsters. but long. It wasn't just like a quick.
But actually what happened was when we released them and we started walking back to the car, we turned around and looked, and we saw so many snake holes.
Yeah.
that we went and recollected them and put them back in and then we gave them
okay.
away. So
Okay.
the story didn't end with us killing the hamsters, but yeah, I don't think there's wild hamsters. I don't think
They
you
had to be
Wild
wild.
hamsters are found throughout much of Europe and Asia.
Okay.
Now that's hamsters with a P.
No, Google corrected that. They said, "Did you mean hamsters?" I said, well, yes, I did. Google, thank you.
What do we have?
Yeah, tarantulas.
Tarantulas and hamsters. Austin from the website. Would you rather have one real get out of jail free card or a key that opens any door?
Now,
That's a good question.
Okay,
That's a good question.
Is it a one-time key, the way it's a one-time get out of jail free? Because if it's just a universal, I can open any door forever.
No.
It's just
Okay. I read it as you would just have a skeleton key forever. You're
Right.
saying this is a one-time.
I imagine that's the intent, is that you can get into one place
that's
that
a
you
much
want to get
more
into.
fair.
Yeah, it's very hard. Okay, we'll do it that way because otherwise it's
Yeah,
But I mean,
so give me the key.
You could
Because-
walk right up to the White House and you put the key in and you go right
and
in.
you get shot in the face. By
also, you can go to jail and get out infinitely if you have a key that can open up any door.
That's a good
Oh,
point.
you're loopholing this bad dog.
Yeah, so it's a one-time. So you
I do believe they take your possessions when you go to jail.
not where I put them.
Well, and look, you don't. The hamster. So the key, you don't want to take the key and then go to jail because even though you let yourself out with the key, you're still guilty of the crime. The get out of jail free card, it's a
Okay,
it's a free pass. It's a purge night.
Dude, that's actually pretty cool because I feel like there are white-collar crimes that, it's like I'm going to do this thing that's going to
get some insider trading going on.
insider trading or that can still hurt
Or just
people,
drive
but,
100
like,
miles an hour for as long as you can until you go to jail.
I'm thinking, let's say you rob a bank, right?
Okay.
It's FDIC insured, it's the insurance is going to take care of it. Nobody's losing their money. I'm taking the money, and I hide that money. The money's never found, but I get caught. I go to jail, but boom, boom, bam, I'm out. I am free.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
And you
no
got the
double
money.
jeopardy, so when I take that money out of the hole I put it in, I'm fine.
Okay.
So let's say you're robbing the bank and you're getting the money, but you know this is a one-time thing.
Right.
Are you more polite on this robbery? Are you trying to do this as politely as you can? Because you're just trying to use up your get out of jail free card here. You're not trying to be a mean guy. You're just trying to take advantage.
I think what's important here is that I succeed in because I would imagine I can go to jail for attempted bank
Yes, you
robbery as
can.
well,
You can.
and that would not be worth it. That'd be
Nope,
like,
this guy didn't get any money. Let him off.
that took some time out of my year. So I've got to really focus on a successful bank robbery, and I don't think polite is
No.
the way to go there.
So would you bring a real gun?
Oh man, I feel like I would.
Or would
much-
you do the jacket, the hand in the jacket?
I would not do the hand in the jacket. I want to
It's
believe.
a big gun in here.
I want to believe I would do more the
Like-
hack planning. Think Ocean's
Sure
11.
you would.
Oh, your Ocean's 11.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some help, guys.
They don't have get out of jail free cards. You just
But they don't know Jason does.
Right?
they're all in jail, and Jason's like, check this out.
Suckers! I get your portion.
Could you rob? What if you just brought like a stick of dynamite? Is that effective?
Do you hold it up while it's on
Yes.
fire? Like,
no, you can't light it.
oh, okay.
that is not effective.
Hooray!
I don't like this thing.
Yeah.
But then you just get tackled and it takes a while, right?
Then they just lick their
Or
fingers.
yes, or let's say I light it. Okay, 1 minute from now, I have nothing else to my credit here. I can't get out of any situation. If I throw that thing at the safe and it blows up, now I'm just an unarmed man. Alternatively, what would we use the key on? What would you if you could get into any one?
Oh,
place?
man.
Can you use that on the International Space Station?
Sure. You just
I don't
gotta
think-
get there. It doesn't
Yeah.
get you there.
I don't think you need a key to get in there.
There's no key on
You
that
need
door.
an airlock.
Oh no, guys! I just got here. I left my key at home. Oh no.
Better turn this thing around.
Yeah, I can't think of a place that I'd really want to get into that is locked that I'm not supposed to, outside of again some kind of vault. Which it all comes down to how would you like to get your money. And I guess in the end, I would rather get the money and not go to jail and have to get out of jail. I would rather.
This has been a ride. I've enjoyed it.
I feel like, security aside, you would have to find some place where it would be super awesome to have to take a selfie, essentially. You're like,
not supposed to be here.
yeah, you're like, look who got into, I don't know where you're
I
gonna break
can't
in.
imagine where you want to be.
All I can think of is like tourist places. You're like, look who got in the Taj Mahal. You're like, yeah, me too. I just went there. We visited.
We had a tour set up.
'Cause all these
had a
places-
tour guide.
The thing's holding us back is not just the locked door for most of these places.
Right. It's like you said. I could get right in the White House,
Yeah.
and then they'll be like,
Yo,
sir, please
No, I
put your
got the
hands
key."
behind your back.
Wait, sir, did you take the key or the get out of jail free?
yeah. All right, let's take a quick break, and then we'll go into That's a Great Question.
I'm not getting any younger, are you? If you're like me and the number of your birthday candles keeps going up and maybe you don't have a life insurance policy yet, then check out Fabric. Fabric by Gerber Life was designed by parents for parents to help you get a high-quality, surprisingly affordable term life insurance policy in less than 10 minutes. Fabric's new lower prices mean significant savings over other providers with great quality policies like $1 million in coverage for less than $1 a day. It takes less than 10 minutes to apply. You could see your quote and then personalize your quote to fit your family's needs. You could be offered coverage instantly with no health exam required. Fabric has partnered with Gerber Life, trusted by millions of families like yours for over 50 years. With over 1,600 five-star reviews on Trustpilot, you can feel comfortable and confident that you're getting a high-quality policy that is perfect for your family. Protect your family today with Fabric by Gerber Life. Apply in just 10 minutes at meetfabric.com/ballers. That's meetfabric.com/ballers. MEET fabric.com/ballers. Policies issued by Western Southern Life Assurance Company, not available in certain states. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions.
That's a great question.
All right, Christian from our Patreon community.
Oh, thank you for your support.
Yeah. What is that? Jointhespit.com? Is that the?
That's one
right.
way.
Spitwadsquad.com.
That's another
Wait,
way.
that works too?
Spitballerspod.com.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I brought that up. Why is the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile the only food-shaped vehicle, and what food product deserves its own self-shaped vehicle?
Ooh, a carrot for sure. Because that's how all of my drawings as a kid. My race cars were always
Your
carrots.
car's a carrot?
They were all
weren't-
carrots?
They weren't actual carrots, but aerodynamics. And so I just thought, like,
Okay.
all my cars, I was like, this would be the fastest car in
So
the
you
world.
drew like the Cybertruck.
Right, exactly. I just drew a triangle with wheels on it, thinking that would cut through the wind.
I mean, I think it would. I think your carrot design is pretty good.
And it works out. I mean, I think the reason is
Unless it was a backwards carrot, in which case the aerodynamics would be
Yes,
very bad.
It would be bad. But the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, like, it can still fit in a lane. It's
You need to have a food that can fit in a lane.
yeah, I mean, the length,
Like a corn on a cob mobile.
it's not very wide.
Ooh.
Yeah, that could work.
Does it get to spin as it goes?
But see,
Like a cement truck?
that would be all right. It would. I don't know why. I guess
Oh, just
That's how you eat it.
Look, you'd say I don't know why.
Yeah, why do you need a corn on the cob truck?
Why is there a Wienermobile?
Wienermobile.
Well, for marketing, Oscar Mayer was smart to market with it. Corn doesn't need a real marketing pitch. We need to find something that needs a marketing pitch.
I
A
could
brand. Is there a brand of, like a Snickers mobile, something like that?
Yeah.
Like squash?
Oh,
Because squash is the
It's
worst.
the-
No amount of
worst.
marketing is going to fix that.
no, hot dogs are delicious.
Yeah.
Corn on the cob is great. No.
No one wants
No one wants squash. They would literally be trying to get that thing in an accident. It's like, get it off the road. I'll just T-bone it. Now, a T-bone driving down the road, that's delicious.
A hamburger would be too wide,
Yeah, that would not work.
and hamburgers sell themselves. You don't need a vehicle selling a hamburger.
Yeah, so it's got to be thin. It doesn't necessarily have to be long. We might be in our head because of the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. It's just got to be
It could be like
narrow.
a gobstopper, just a big old circle.
Yeah, like with a dome on top.
Yeah.
Now, does it have wheels or does it just roll?
It's one of those gyros from the Jurassic Park movies.
It's just a hamster wheel.
Yes,
hamster powered.
I think we solved that. Steve from the website, if you could keep only one monthly subscription of any kind, so all your TV and your music and your software and your newspapers, what would you choose? You only get one monthly subscription. Let's name the important ones.
Now, is your internet service a subscription?
You bet it is.
Then done. I mean, nothing else works without it, right? I mean, I'm not getting magazines in the mail.
Well, I guess that question, it might not count because that's a utility. Because then you'd be like, is your electricity bill a subscription?
Ooh, that's good. All right. So
no utilities.
We have internet.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're talking
TV, cable.
Do you want to keep your cable?
Netflix.
Disney Plus.
Spotify, Apple,
Music. All the
music.
different streaming service options, like Disney Plus or Hulu or Netflix or yada yada.
Is there a software or a publication that you can think of that you can't live without?
What's your longest running subscription? That's what I'm going to transition this question into. What is your longest running sub?
Probably Netflix.
I think it has to be Netflix.
I think mine is actually the Google Drive storage for email.
What? Wait, you can pay Google?
You can pay Google for more storage. I think that one's been free because you always needed more. You know what I'm talking about, Al?
My email is...
Or like the iCloud subscription for storage.
Okay, that makes more sense. What are you putting in your Google storage?
Oh, huge files. Just huge files.
So much data.
It's just my emails.
Yeah,
I got a lot of pirated movies. Braveheart and...
You could set your phone to also back up all your photos and videos and stuff to that drive.
You don't. Neither of you pay for
can you?
storage.
Not on Google.
I pay
On
for
Apple, right?
iCloud, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Apple gives you nothing.
on iCloud?
Yeah.
Well, but
That was
I
your
mean,
voice. That was your voice.
I've had a Gmail
Why do I
for.
sound like Grover?
Hey! I got a question.
How is this? How is the answer to this question not Netflix? That's what I want to know. It's like how for anybody in the world, how would it not be Netflix? Because that's all of the best shows. I mean, there's good ones elsewhere.
Yeah.
But like primarily, they're the shark in the water.
Coca-Cola of the.
Yeah, exactly. They're the primary.
They are. I think I like Disney Plus more though. But I'm also more of a movie person than a.
So you're a big
show.
Disney Plus fan.
Oh, it's fantastic. Like
I'm fine with it.
because I can sit down and watch not any Pixar movie. They do have a couple ones that you don't prefer, but almost any Pixar movie anytime. I can watch the classic Disney cartoons. All the Marvel stuff is there, and I can sit down and watch a Marvel movie whenever.
Yeah, that really fit. Disney Plus fits Mike.
Yes.
I
made it for me.
I am right there with you. Like I probably watch if I'm sitting down by myself. I would go to Disney Plus because I would probably be watching a
Both
Marvel
of you
something.
guys.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah. I think in the end though, I got to take Netflix.
All right. Noah from the website, on episode 109, you taught me how to distinguish a pond from a lake.
We're going to need a reminder on this one, Noah.
Now, please help clarify the difference between the woods, a forest, and a jungle.
Okay.
The jungle's very easy.
Yeah.
Is there a tiger in it? That's the answer.
Yeah,
to
okay, okay.
Is a tiger living here?
Yes.
Now I've never seen a tiger in a forest.
No, they don't live in forests.
I've never seen a tiger in the woods.
No, they don't live there.
But tigers live in the jungle.
That's
Pretty
right.
pretty sure there's forest tigers.
But
okay, well, how about panthers?
jungle.
Panther's a jungle creature.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's tigers and panthers.
Now here-
Yeah, you
Now,
gotta have both.
I got a problem for you now.
Uh-oh.
We can figure out the jungle with the tigers and the panthers.
Yeah.
But guys, bears live in the woods and bears live in the forest.
And bears also live in the Jungle Book.
Yeah, Baloo does. Yeah, he's out of place. Thanks for bringing that up. But the forest and the woods. Now, the woods are a little darker than the forest, right?
The
this is just
forest
The light is a little bit darker.
the forest is, to me, the trees are alive. Like there's greenery. They have actual leaves. And the woods,
Oh.
these are dead spooky trees.
What's the first thing that pops into your head when you think of the woods?
Scary stuff. Like
Winnie the Pooh going into the scary part of the forest is what
Yes, that's okay.
That's literally what
He's-
pops into my head.
He's in the forest.
100-acre wood.
And then when it gets scary, he's in the woods.
Are the woods?
Yes.
So the woods just have to be haunted. A haunted forest.
or witches?
Well, I would say a witch is that makes it haunted. Would you not?
Well,
Do you
I-
have to be a
I
ghost
get
to
what
be
you're
haunted?
saying. No, I mean,
Yes.
witch-
You can't haunt as an alive thing.
Even if you're a witch,
Yeah.
a witch can't haunt something.
Well-
a wicked old witch.
They
they don't haunt because they're alive.
Yeah, thank you.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
People can be afraid and think there is something haunting the woods.
She may hang out in a haunted place because she likes the aura.
But she's not the reason.
She's
it's
not the
haunted.
reason it's haunted.
because she's alive.
Unless she killed some
So
things, and
haunting-
in case she is the reason, because they're haunting it.
Haunting is literally only for dead things. to
Correct.
haunt.
Yes.
They come back
Really?
and haunt something. You have to come back to haunt it.
You have to go somewhere to come back.
Yeah.
And that somewhere is be dead.
I mean, the definition of haunting is
you got to be dead.
a ghost manifesting itself at a place regularly.
Okay, that's fair. When I look at haunted, frequented by a ghost, I see that definition now.
I like frequented.
Right? It's like it can't be a one-time thing. It's not really haunted if there was like a ghost.
And I don't live here. I just visit frequently.
Right. But the second definition is having or showing signs of mental anguish or torment. And
Yeah,
that's where I'm like, a witch fits that bill.
But
That's just like
that's number 2.
yeah, that's just like a kind of expression of the first. Like you're haunted by memories of your past
Because
because it's expressed by the ghost visualization.
and you wouldn't say a happy ghost is haunting. They have to be an upset ghost. If a ghost is
It's got to have the anguish.
if it's Casper's not haunting anything.
That's true.
Casper's hanging out with you watching Netflix.
And that's right. That's
But the
true. So
woods are haunted. They
Yes.
can be. They're a
are there woods that aren't
Yes.
spooky?
There's woods that aren't haunted. Yeah.
but they're all spooky. They're all
They're all
scary.
spooky.
Yeah.
So that's the so if a forest
Honestly, I don't know how there's any green
There's not.
there's not because the canopy blocks all the green, so everything underneath it is really dark and scary.
So question, because I've gone camping
it's
and
where
I have had a
the woozles live
blast in the
and the humpful
woozles.
I've had a blast in the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're out we were playing and make a campfire. You cook a lunch, and then
Okay.
at night,
Mm.
does that forest
Yes,
possibly
a
turn
forest-
into the woods?
Yes, a forest can become the woods
and then back into the
back.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, whew, man. And then we need a okay.
Yeah, and then the jungles. I mean, the
Panthers and
tigers,
tigers,
panthers
yeah.
and tigers. yeah.
Okay, good.
All right, Thomas from the what? It's good to know that we're helping people. Ponds, lakes, figured that out, and we nailed the woods, forest, and jungle.
And I also learned about
Haunting.
What
haunting.
haunting means. Yeah. Thomas from the website, is it acceptable for a man to sit down to pee rather than standing up, not out of necessity, but merely due to preference? Do the standers not know what they are missing, or are the sitters the real psychopaths?
Thomas, I am so glad that this question is being brought up here because it is 100% acceptable to sit down to pee. I am tired of the macho masculinity of like, because I can stand to pee, I must stand every single time.
Wasn't there like
when I'm
lyrics
peeing?
and songs
Yeah,
making
like,
fun of
you're like, what do you sit down to pee? Like, yeah, I do. I relax.
Okay.
I have some me time while I'm taking a whiz.
This year, and I would say that not just, the months of the calendar, but this past 12 months, I can think of 2, maybe 3 times I've stood to pee outside of a urinal.
Right.
Of course. I don't
Which
sit
is
to pee at a urinal.
that's difficult.
Right. That is very difficult to sit and pee at a urinal.
Not impossible.
Not impossible.
But you
Kingpin
gotta go.
taught me that.
You got to go forward facing.
But you got to straddle the
Just
urinal.
for,
You got to hold onto the pipe at the top
Can't be-
because you will fall.
you can't be facing out.
No, that's a problem. But I am a proud sitter. I am a
Yeah,
proud
I knew
sitter.
you were going to say that.
Yeah, because you guys are aware. Like
Yeah.
I sit to pee every single time. Why would you ever not?
Mike perfectly summarized my thoughts. You guys both nailed it. The reality is just because you can doesn't mean you have to.
Yes.
Now, in the woods, I stand.
Yeah.
yes.
I would
You don't want to be
recommend-
sitting in the woods.
I would recommend a strong stand in the woods.
Right. a power stance.
yes, full power stance.
Yeah,
Hey,
one
you might
leg
need-
slightly
you might need
back.
to be rotating to
knees,
keep an eye on everything.
Knees a little bent, ready to move.
You might need to be spinning around
This could turn into the woods any minute.
any minute. But no, I'm happy to sit. Happy to sit.
There's nothing wrong with it.
In a lot of ways, it's more work to stand because not only the standing, but like lifting the seat and
Does you look?
I don't want to touch the seat. I don't want to touch the underneath of the seat to lift it and then have to put it back down. That's nasty.
The dribbles, the splashes. If you're telling me you have 100% success rate of never spraying outside of the water area of the toilet, you are a bold-faced liar.
no, I mean even
Ain't no cleaning. I'm not grabbing
even
a-
army snipers miss a few shots. I
Right.
mean,
Well said, Andy.
I got
Well
nothing to
said.
clean up after I take a sit-down wee.
not to not to minimize. It is great to be able to stand.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a cool feature. Like if you were in a public restroom and you notice the seat's not
Oh.
really made for sitting.
If that's an option
No.
on a menu, I'm definitely I'm
Do you ever-
checking that box.
Have you ever seen a seat that's so bad that you're like, I might as well just pee on the seat?
I will say that
Like I'm not hurting this situation if I do it.
I have been in restrooms that are like usually like the ones that don't even have the water toilets. You know, like at a rest stop where it's just like anything goes.
There's nothing I could do in here that's gonna make it
I'm
worse.
not touching anything in
No.
here. So if that hurts, you know,
You actually put the little cozies over your shoes before you go into those ones,
and
right?
sometimes there's so much on the floor. I'm 6 to 8 yards away when I gotta take the pee. So you know, I'm just adding to you know the mess.
You're back against the door.
That's right.
He's just opening the front door and going. That's
right.
it. And
Well, they call this the bathroom.
all right, it's time to draft.
With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Look, the holidays are just around the corner, and HelloFresh makes the busy time of year easier than ever with chef-created recipes and pre-portioned ingredients delivered right to the door so you can spend less time meal planning and prepping. Save money on dinner with HelloFresh and put it toward your holiday shopping. HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% less expensive than takeout. I've had HelloFresh for years. Cooking, it's not really my thing. It's difficult. I don't want to think about it. But HelloFresh, boom, right to the door. It's always delicious. I can always count on HelloFresh. Go to HelloFresh.com/Spitballers65 and use code Spitballers65 for 65% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/Spitballers65 with the code Spitballers65 to get that 65% off. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
The Spitballers Draft.
Oh man.
This is a hard one for me. And I know like food drafts are usually my forte, my specialty.
Why don't you tell the people what we're doing?
But we're drafting overrated foods. And I've got a problem here, fellas. I love most foods. You know what I mean? Like, I'm what you call a not picky eater. I just love food, and I can appreciate all of them. Now, I was able to come up with a list of things that I do think are overrated, some of which I still enjoy. You know, it doesn't mean just because it's overrated that it's a terrible food. Some of which are the worst and do not belong for human consumption.
Some foods have too much hype.
Yeah.
Some foods you feel a social pressure to adore, and they don't live up to it.
Right. So I'm going to take I've got the 101 here.
You do.
I don't think this is the greatest draft to have the first pick in, but when I think of overrated foods, and I've got to be honest with myself here because I pretend to love this. I absolutely pretend to love this. I've ordered it.
Interesting.
I've spent a
I know where you're going.
lot of money on it.
Yeah.
And I've really enjoyed it because I do love butter. And butter is delicious.
It's on my list.
It's a good pick.
But lobster
Yeah.
is like not. It's first of all, it's like the most expensive. You're getting market price Just give me the crab legs that actually have flavor and are delicious. Like lobster to me is overrated, and I have enjoyed a lobster, but it's supposed to be the best, as seen by the price. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the price of lobster says
often it's not even a listed price. It is simply market price.
Yeah.
I got into trouble once on that. That was as a kid. I went to this was a prom date. So we went to a fancy steakhouse.
Oh, yeah.
And it said MKT, and I did not know what that meant. I had no idea.
Mortal Kombat tournament.
I mean, I just was like, okay, lobster is supposed to be great. I'm going to get the lobster. And that lobster was like $200.
They'll be having you saying, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have the means?
I did. I had the means to take care of it.
Because that would have been real bad.
But I had the sweat when the bill came to I was still thankfully my parents
Here's
had
my
the
get out of
means
jail
to
free
pay
card.
because I wasn't really.
Wait, your parents were there?
No, they weren't there, but they funded my life at that point.
All right.
Oh, yeah, he brought him on prom. No, lobster's a great pick because it has everything that you need. The public says it's the best. You pay for it. Paying a lot of money for food that you're kind of like, that's not a good experience. So I think lobster I find crab meat to be 10 times better than lobster.
Crab meat's delicious.
It's awesome. Well, that's interesting then, because I have some picks here that I think I can get later.
The best part of this draft is we are simply making lots of people mad.
Oh yeah,
The lovers of these foods.
Yes.
Yeah. But we're also
see, here's the thing. I think
speaking for
Speaking the truth
some
out
people.
there,
Yeah.
I think people who are out there and love lobster still understand. They're like, yeah, I get
you're
it.
right.
I get it. It's overrated. I love it. It's overrated.
I guess I'm going to follow in your footsteps here with another seafood because it fits the bill. It's and it's oysters.
I was hoping that came back to me.
Oysters are stupid. You eat them stupidly. They don't taste good, and you pay a lot of money for them.
You suck snot out of a shell. Pretend it's good, but here's the best part to me is like
You got to pay for it.
it's all about the flavor, but everybody just pours Tabasco on top of it. So it's like
They do?
Oh yeah, that's super common. When you're eating an oyster, you just douse it in Tabasco and then you eat the oyster
to burn the flavor off of the oyster?
Exactly, to try to distract you from the fact that you're slurping up snot.
So I'm going oysters.
I can't say if they're overrated because I have never eaten an oyster.
Well, I don't recommend it.
I look, it's not on my list of things to do. It's not on my bucket list.
Here's what we should do. We should find out if Al actually likes the foods we're talking about. Are you on board with lobster or oysters, Al?
I do not eat any seafood.
Now,
All right.
When he says he does not eat any seafood, let me let you in. I don't believe he has ever had, literally ever, anything from the sea. Is that true or false?
I was tricked into eating calamari once. I was told it was an onion ring.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
But so outside of
Calamari's
one trick,
all right.
you have literally not eaten anything from the water.
You've never
which
had
is,
a fish and chips bowl,
Correct.
so like a basket.
Correct.
which is foolish because there is wonder to be had under
Yeah,
the sea.
that's fair.
I had the rule. I had the 2 to 4 leg rule for a while in my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'll eat some stuff out of the ocean.
You've
now.
really grown up.
Well, I eat sashimi now. so-
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, you've got 2 picks,
Oh,
and
man. All right.
I'm excited because your food takes are always, let's put it this way, interesting.
Yeah.
He's like chocolate chip cookies
Oh, never.
and ice cream.
Never. Ice cream could be put on that list, but
Oh, you
it's
jerk.
it's not on there. The first thing I'm going to go with, though, very overrated, and people, this one's tough. So I'll need an official ruling on this because it's not a particular food.
Category?
It is pumpkin flavoring.
That's fine.
Okay.
Because
That's totally fine.
Everyone loses their freaking mind for pumpkin flavor, and we need to pumpkin flavor. And it's not that it's bad.
And it's always pumpkin spice.
Oh yeah, because because I believe it's not pumpkin. It's like the
taste of fall.
It's the spice you put onto pumpkin pie or something like that. Is
I don't know.
what I've been told. But people lose their minds for it every single year, and we need to pumpkin spice everything. So It's overrated.
Do you
So
like
it's
any
pumpkin
pumpkin
flavored.
flavors?
Yeah.
Do you like pumpkin pie?
Pumpkin pie is
Pumpkin
fine.
pie is delicious.
But you don't need to make your cereal
fine.
and your coffee
Right.
and your ice cream and your. I got you.
So on my list, I have specifically pumpkin spice latte because people
There you go.
nuts for that, and
yeah,
it's like
that's involved.
what? It's
Well,
not
they-
even as good as a regular latte.
People are really not to be trusted. In
Well, I
general.
mean,
the McRib. People go crazy for the McRib.
Oh,
watch your mouth.
the McRib,
Watch what you say, gentlemen.
hot garbage. Get out of here with the
Oh,
McRib.
well-
It's not my pick because I don't need. Everyone knows that it's garbage.
People,
Sometimes garbage is delicious.
if it was on the menu all the time, you'd never eat them.
Exactly.
100% true.
It's a
So the
trick.
scarcity of pumpkin spice is what gets you.
Yeah.
It's this time of year I can get. It's like peppermint flavored stuff, which is great around Christmas.
But you know what a McRib is? Like it has to be that over
it's
the
a McHampster.
over the year they build up such a large amount of waste of meat waste.
How can we mold this to look
is
like ribs?
This can't even go into the chicken nuggets. We got it.
Let's
It just
invent a
sits
new
over
thing.
there. They stockpile it, and then they're like, "It's time. We're running out of space. Unleash the McRib."
Yeah, it is good. You're right.
Mike, you have another pick
I
on
have
top
another
of
pick.
pumpkin spiced.
Oh man, I have the picks that will upset people. And I
Oh,
have,
certainly. I'm sure. I am ready for this.
I need you to take something that's not on my list. I only have 10 things here, and so far everything's been
I
on my
have
list.
far less than 10. I can take. I don't think anything remaining on my list is actually going to be taken. But I'll just go with. I'll go with Rice Krispie treats. Rice Krispie treats.
Well. You
Are-
were right. You will alienate the world on your draft.
Rice Krispie treats are overrated because you could I could go the rest of my life and never eat
Interesting.
a Rice Krispie treat. Now, we'll say we recently made oh crap, I can't even think of the cereal. Lucky Charms. We did a Lucky Charms marshmallow treat. It was pretty good. But a Rice Krispie treat is an absolute waste of calories. My dessert takes are well known that people don't like them, but there are other desserts that are actually good. Why would you ever eat a Rice Krispie treat?
I can half get on board here because a generic, simple, normal Rice Krispie treat, it's not good enough. It's sticky to touch, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But when you make when there are some
There's
outstanding
a range of
Rice Krispie treats that have the right mixture and texture, and it's soft and oh yeah.
But here's the thing. When you are going in for a new Rice Krispie treat, you don't know.
Well, no, like there's a place here in the valley, Andy
But
knows
there
what
was
I'm talking about.
there
where-
was a time where you didn't know that it was going to be one of your favorite
that's
Rice
true.
Krispie
And
treats.
thank goodness I made the plunge.
That's it. But you were wasting calories.
I don't
trying
think
to
that'll be a
track
very
those down.
popular pick. People love Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah, but they're overrated.
You know what's overrated? My second pick.
I agree. Your pick is going to be totally overrated.
There you go. Snot was my first pick, right? Oysters.
Are you going to go with boogers?
No, I'm going with sweat, which is another way of saying my second pick is coconut water. Plain coconut water is the equivalent of drinking sweat.
Okay.
Now, you can flavor it.
Oh, I'm with the take.
If you doll it up with pineapple-flavored coconut water, that's fine. But plain coconut water, people are attracted to it because they think it's the healthiest thing on earth. It's coconuts. It's on an island. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love this sweat.
I'm on vacation.
Yeah, I'm on vacation when I drink this. And then they take the first sip and they go, oh, gosh,
I need to get back to
I
work.
paid too much for this. I have to drink the rest of it.
I've always thought that people pretend to like coconut
Oh,
water.
they must.
The people that say like, "Oh no, this one's great," and then I try it, and I'm like, "I hate you. I hate you for this."
But how many people pretend they like coconut
Oh,
water?
it's popular.
You know, I will say this: it was. I think its popularity was several years ago, because now trends and fads, they change quickly. I haven't seen the coconut water rush recently, but a couple years ago, everyone was trying to peddle me that garbage water.
It tastes like drinking sweat. Like, I get it. It might be good
It's
for
like
you.
dirty water. Like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with this water?
Yeah. So I'm going with coconut water
It's
for mine.
super healthy. Water's healthy, and water tastes great. All right. So I support your pick.
All right.
Your next one will be overrated.
Thank you.
All right, so I've got
get two picks.
Two picks here. I really wanted oysters, but I'm going to hop right into one that just pisses me off. I mean,
Oh, my
it's
God.
just
Whoa.
it's just the worst. Kale. Kale is
what?
awful.
But
kale,
who likes kale?
No. Kale's hyped up, man, as a health superfood. Kale goes in my smoothies. Kale goes in my salads. People search out for kale because it's supposed to be the healthiest of all the awful things to eat.
But is it?
I don't care. I've tasted it. I've had the texture. I've had the flavor. It's disgusting. Kale is raised up to be this great thing to add to your diet. It's not. Because
I like a good kale salad.
you need yeah.
Look, no, you don't. You're lying.
No, I do. We get like a lemon vinaigrette on there. Oof.
I bet you would
Good
sub
stuff.
that kale out for a variety of other greens if you had the choice. You wouldn't opt into kale.
I just opted into a kale salad the other day.
Well, you just said you love kale and hate Rice Krispie treats. So that's
yeah.
where we're at.
I'm going to stick with my opinions over here.
Spinach is legit.
Spinach is fine. Yeah. They're all fine.
Spinach, when you grew up, spinach was vilified as being like the grossest food. But I
Yeah.
think cooked spinach is pretty gross.
Cooked spinach is nasty.
Yeah.
They
all
need
right.
they needed an entire cartoon to get kids to eat spinach.
Right,
Like
which-
that was the entire point of Popeye.
Yeah.
And then,
So you-
everyone got E. coli and we stopped eating spinach.
Yeah, fair enough. You've got lobster and kale, which honestly, I don't know how you lose this draft with those two. Those are both very overrated.
All right.
Make a dumb pick.
Yeah. Well, trust me, I've got one pick on here that is. I've got two that will be absolutely
Controversial?
hated. I don't know if I'll get to them or not.
Because I want to win.
Yeah, I do enjoy winning. So I'm going to stick with winning. And I'm going to take something that I've never tried before. I've never had. And you say,
But
well,
it's overrated?
Jason, how do you know it's overrated? It's impossible to not be overrated. 100% impossible.
Well, I'll be the judge of that.
No matter how good it is. If it's the best thing I've ever had in my life, still overrated. Caviar. Because caviar is thousands of dollars for like a little ounce. There's no way.
Who's eating these things? Who's eating caviar?
But the thing is it's lifted to this place in its pricing structure that says it's the best thing in the world. So when I talk about overrated, its rating, its score of what it's supposed to be has to be the best food in the world.
He
It's
would smash.
people food.
You would do really well on the like worst things my butler does draft.
Like, have you ever eaten caviar?
I have not.
Owl, have you ever had caviar?
No, sir.
Yeah, you want
I
to know
have
why?
never had caviar.
Let me tell you why.
Not
Because
rich
you
enough.
wouldn't spend thousands of dollars on a bite of a cracker. That's nonsense. There's
Yeah.
no way it's not overrated.
It's a fair pick, just
So-
based on lore.
I just don't know anyone who's
I know,
ever
I've never
actually
had
eaten
it.
Oh, you don't hang around billionaires? Oh, that's you gotta hang out with Brooks more often.
All right, it's back to me.
That is correct.
Everything from Starbucks. That's my pick.
Oh, I love
Wow.
it. I love this
Everything
pick.
from Starbucks.
Ooh.
Oh, you're gonna
Overrated. I'm not on board with the cultish nature of coffee shops sometimes. Now, Dutch Brothers people, they fall into this category too. I don't know if that's a big chain or it's just out here, but I'm not going to wait in line for 45 minutes to get my overpriced coffee that I can make better at home. So everything from Starbucks is overrated because you're paying too much money and you're getting too little.
I love this pick so much, and I love that I didn't pick it because this is jumping into the fire.
Oh, I'm a dead man. I'm a dead man.
This is taking the little.
How dare you offend my venti double mocha latte?
Yeah, you just took the pin out of the grenade, and then you put that grenade in your pocket.
Yeah, I did.
It's coming. As soon as this show comes out, you're going to get the business. But you're 100% right. They're all overrated, and
Yeah, it's fine. Starbucks
It's
is
fine.
fine.
It's coffee. It's like a sandwich that they microwave for breakfast, and it's like, oh, have you had their focaccia?
Their breakfast sandwiches they're good.
Yeah, they're good.
When you defrost them from their frozen,
Oh, yeah.
imported,
Yeah,
whatever they are.
They're good, but yeah, I mean, I guess I would say that it is overrated. But
Yeah.
I drink like, I think I'm trying to think of the brand of coffee that I make. I'm like Kirkland. I don't know. I drink the most generic grocery brand coffee, and it's because all coffee.
You should join a coffee cult. Then.
Coffee
You got to
tastes
try
the
it.
same.
Yeah,
It all tastes the same. All right, so I'm up. I get to close out my pick. You have inspired me, Andy.
Uh-oh.
You have taken a group of. You went all Starbucks. I will take Thanksgiving Because the
Oh,
holiday
man.
sucks, the food sucks, everything about Thanksgiving sucks. I have to hang out with people
Mike
I don't
may-
want to hang out with.
Mike may hit an all-time low on this one.
And I will
Now
be
that's
very
Thanksgiving
happy.
foods, right?
Thanksgiving foods, yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, that is on brand.
That is on brand.
If he can draft people for his final pick, then we are good.
I have eaten all the Thanksgiving food. I have had the quote good versions of it. Everyone, oh, but if you don't like it, you haven't had mine. Yes, I have, because they all suck. Thanksgiving food is factually bad and very overrated, and I can live my whole life and never ever eat Thanksgiving again.
All right. You got one more horrible pick.
Let's just finish this off. I'm going.
I can't wait to see what this is.
Oh, he's ready to lean in.
I'm going for a full 0% in the bowls.
Pumpkin spice Rice Krispie treats Thanksgiving foods. Continue.
Overrated food. And now this food, I like it. And I'm on here of like when we're talking about ice cream, this is my flavor of choice.
Okay.
But you know what is overrated? Chocolate. Chocolate is very overrated. Number one, white chocolate sucks.
He just picked,
milk-
he just picked chocolate.
Milk chocolate sucks. Dark chocolate is pretty good, but
Chocolate's
the way
delicious.
that this nation in the world looks at chocolate, which by the way, chocolate
Is awesome.
chocolate tastes bad. You have to add like thousands of grams of sugar to actually make it taste
This guy,
good.
man.
If he had another pick, he'd pick sugar.
This guy owns part of our company, Jason.
So I am taking chocolate as a very overrated food.
Oh,
it might
my
be the number
gosh.
one, and I knew that it would come to me as my
Oh,
last
yeah.
pick.
So good. It's so good that you were where you were on the draft.
All right, so
too.
what is his entire team here?
Pumpkin spice things, which people adore.
Yeah, that's
They
overrated.
flock to it. Rice Krispie treats,
Delicious.
Thanksgiving foods,
Wonderful.
chocolate.
Awesome. All right.
And Mike is fueled
Send
by
your-
the hate.
Send your hate to me.
All right, I have oysters, coconut water, and Starbucks, and I have a controversial, hilarious final pick. I know Jason will win this draft.
I might throw it with my next pick. We'll find out.
I'm going
it's a
to
food
take.
draft.
I'm going to take something that will shock you. But we're talking about overrated foods. We're talking about taste. We're talking about taste here, people.
Okay.
I am drafting alcohol.
Okay.
I am taking
Okay.
alcohol because I get it. I know why people drink alcohol,
Well, yeah, you don't. It's not
but
for
you
the
don't
taste.
drink it for the taste.
Correct.
And you pay a lot of money for it, and you do buy a lot of. There are a lot of drinks that are made for the taste, but the actual alcohol.
It is really funny how much of alcohol is a quote unquote acquired taste. Which what does that
shouldn't
mean?
have to say that
It
so
means
much.
like I like wine. I enjoy a glass of wine. But of course, when I first tried my first glass of red wine, it was disgusting because it's gross. It's fermented, dead, rotting grape juice.
like the pick is. I'm allowing the pick. I get it. But if you had if you wanted to like double pocket grenade, you should have just gone with beer. Like
I could have gone.
if you're
Oh
going,
my gosh.
going with the whole
You know
category.
what? You're right.
But when you get the craft brew people and the beer snobs here,
I'll let you pivot.
no, I'm not going to pivot. I don't want to score under Mike's 1% somehow.
I'm going for negative.
But
It's impossible, but I'm going for
but
it.
I'm not a big beer fan. Like
Yeah.
the best part of all of our tours and trips is when I have to smile and drink some beer somebody bought me and go,
All right. I have been inspired by you two gentlemen. I've been inspired by you guys.
this is one of the worst drafts we've ever done.
to show my true colors.
Yes. Yes.
Be bold and
Be yourself.
Be who I am, even when it is against public opinion.
Because he knows he's got this thing won without this pick.
Probably weighs in a little. But here's the thing: if you want to talk overrated,
Very heroic for your last pick for you to finally show your true colors.
yeah, caviar. This is overrated, and don't hear what I'm not saying. It's delicious. It's good.
Okay.
But it is very overrated because it's at near the bottom of the list of this category. Chicago deep dish pizza.
Okay.
Chicago
Ooh.
deep dish pizza.
It's great.
People are going to
It's
hate.
awesome.
It's great.
It's great.
I love deep
But it
dish.
is overrated. Some of those deep dish pizzas are so – it's like eating a brick of
Yes.
there's too much in it. Whereas I love Chicago-style thin crust pizzas. I love Chicago hand-tossed pizzas. I mean, I still like a Chicago deep dish, but it's overrated because it's made out to be that. Like when we went to Chicago when we were on a live tour for our show, and we go to Chicago, it was all about everything. Did you try the Chicago deep dish pizza, the real authentic Chicago? Like we literally, while we were there, we went to like 3 different places out of our way just to try all the different deep dish pizzas.
They were all very good.
They were all very good.
Very good.
They were all good. They were not something so special that a city should be lifted up, and when we go there, we have to have that thing. I thought it was overrated.
I can get it.
It's not the best of the pizza world.
I never know. Like people ask, what do you deep dish or thin? Like
Deep dish is great.
I never know, but I understand what you're saying.
Giordano's.
Because it's it's the pride of the city. Would you not say the same exact thing about New York pizza?
As far as being overrated?
Yeah, because it's like,
Yeah, it's probably overrated.
You know what's funny is New York pizza is more quote-unquote pizza to me than
Right.
deep dish is. Deep dish is more of a dish.
Yeah, it's like a lasagna with
like a
crust.
deep dish.
Like a deep dish, yes. All right, this draft, somebody has to win it, so it'll probably be Jason.
Nope. I will when I hit my 0%.
That's you winning.
That's a win.
All right.
What did we learn today?
I learned that it requires death to be a haunting. I did not know that. I thought it was just scary. That is not haunted.
Well, that's not all you learned. You learned how to spell hamster.
How did you say that?
Hamster.
But people say hamster. People say it with the P. They don't say hamster.
They don't do it on purpose.
But everybody says hamster.
I learned I want to raise
Yeah.
my kids in the 80s and 90s, apparently.
And this is not something I learned, but I hope it's a lesson that we taught to the world that men, you are not less of a man because you sit down to pee.
I hope you
Yeah.
learned that today.
Teaching the world important lessons on forests and woods and jungles.
I also got some more stuff on my overrated food.
Oh,
list.
man.
sure.
That would've
Happiness,
set the
puppies.
world
I've
on
got
fire.
it all.
Thank you for listening, everyone. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.